Hey, what's up, everybody? Just wanted to do another video with current RGBA news. Over the weekend, the team went 7-0 with one draw. The biggest win of the weekend was Mikey Garcia campaigning at 147 in his fight against Jesse Vargas. It was the main event there in Frisco, Texas, on the Zone app. I scored the fight. The first two rounds went to Vargas. The third I gave to Mikey. The fourth went back to Vargas, and then in the fifth round, Mikey took over and actually even dropped Jesse Vargas. Jesse was able to recover in the fifth and come out for the sixth, but I have the rest of the fight uh, pretty much being dominated by Mikey. The ninth and the 11th um, were flip flopped. They were very close rounds. So some people gave it to Vargas, some people gave it to Mikey. But my final score was 116-111. It was spot on with Kelly Pavlik's assessment of the fight. I have that on my Instagram. So if you want to see Kelly Pavlik's interview, he was interviewed after the fight by All Access Elite Boxing. So congratulations to Mikey and the entire team. If you want to follow Mikey, he's at Team Mikey Garcia. Mikey put three of his stablemates on the card. Jesse Bam Rodriguez, who's promoted by Tekken Promotions. There you see him in a picture with Chocolatito. He improved to 11-0, stopping his opponent in the 8th round. If you want to follow him, he's at 210 Bam. Leo Ruiz Acevedo improved to 7-0. He was being used as a sparring partner for Mikey as he prepared for Jesse Vargas. He's a local fighter there from the San Bernardino area. There you see him in a picture with Robert Garcia. Alexis El Macizo Espino, middleweight. There you see him. He sparred a few weeks ago. He sparred Caleb Plant. He improved to 6-0. I think he went the full 6 rounds. He had a very durable opponent. He's from Las Vegas. He's a middleweight. He's promoted by Matchroom Boxing. Neno Rodriguez fought on the Friday before the Saturday card. Garcia Promotions had their event at the Southern Junction nightclub in Irving, and Neno got a lot of good rounds. So he did an interview after the fight and said, "There's no point in me getting a 10-second knockout." He says, "It's been a while since I've been back, and this is his return fight from being knocked out here in Temecula and Pachanga." So it was a very good fight for him. He won. And if you want to follow him, he's at team_Neno. Robert Biggie Rodriguez suffered the first draw of his career. The team overall thought that he did enough to win the fight, but sounds like his opponent might have been the hometown favorite. I don't know where he's from. I don't know if he's from Fort Worth or exactly where he's at in Dallas, but it turned out to a draw. B-Fly Macias improved to 7-0. This was his previous fight was in December. So 7-0 bringing B-Fly Macias. He campaigns at 118 bantamweight at B_Fly301 if you want to follow him. Esquiva Falcao fought in Brazil. He was originally scheduled to fight along with Jose Ramirez in China, but then they had that breakout with the coronavirus, so that whole fight card got canceled. So it sounds like it's not official, but it sounds like Jose Ramirez versus Victor Postol will be moved to May 9th, possibly in Vegas. They have not, or possibly even in Fresno. They have not announced they have not made an official announcement on Jose Ramirez's next card. But Esquiva Falcao improved to 26-0 at Esquiva Falcao. He's a southpaw. He has been his entire professional career with Robert and the team. He is promoted by Top Rank. Vergil Ortiz Jr. 15-0, 15 knockouts. His next opponent is Samuel Vargas. He's going to be fighting at the Forum in Inglewood, California, Los Angeles, and he had a press conference in LA on February 25th. So at Vergil Ortiz, if you want to follow him on Instagram. He was also present at the fights there in Frisco, Texas, in support of his stablemate Mikey Garcia. Also made a very good interview there with several outlets saying how important it is for him to be part of RGBA. At Vergil Ortiz, if you want to follow him on Instagram. Jose Ramirez, like I mentioned before, possibly moving to May 9th in Fresno. At JC Ramirez 2012, if you want to follow him. He is the current unified champion at 140 from Avenal, California. Abner Mares, 31-3-1, continues to do commentary on Fox. He's pretty open on his Instagram about his semi-retirement, how hard it was for him, not only for him but him and his family in his injury last February. He was scheduled to fight Tank Davis, I believe locally in LA, but he suffered a detached retina, and most of these boxers have been athletes their entire lives, and once you can't fight because of an injury, a lot of hardship goes along with that. So Abner Mares is very open on his Instagram. Follow him on Instagram if you want more on Abner Mares. Josesito Lopez, there you see him along with Lindolfo Delgado to the right, Mikey in the middle, and there Jose on the left. He was a sparring partner for Mikey in preparation for Jesse Vargas. At Jose Lopez, if you want to follow him on Instagram. Erick DeLeon, 19-0. He's a top rank junior lightweight. He fights at 130. He has talked about moving to 135. He's managed by Split T Management. He's promoted by Top Rank. No news on him yet, but he's a very dedicated and very disciplined athlete. He's from Detroit. I believe he came up through the Kronk gym, so with Emmanuel Stewart. So look out for news on him at Team DeLeon1 on Instagram if you want to follow him. Hector Tanajara, 19-0 from San Antonio. He just had a big win in January there in his hometown. I believe that was his first fight, him and Joshua's first fights in their hometown. He's promoted by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions, and at Hector_Tanajara on Instagram if you want to follow updates on him. Jackson El Phoenix Marinez has been with the team for quite a few months, and he got his first crack on the Tank Davis card in Atlanta, so he improved to 19-0. Carlos Caballo Bronco suffered the first loss of his career, and he's back in the gym preparing for what's next for him. At Caballo Bronco on Instagram if you want to follow him. Jonathan Thunder Navarro, still part of RGBA. He's from East LA, so he's training out of the Maywood Boxing Gym. I believe his dad's training him, but still part of the team. 17-0, 9 knockouts. Had a real good fight, his last fight in Indio. We'll see what's next on him. Joshua El Profesor Franco, 16-1-2. I believe had the best performance of his career against his opponent in January. There you see him in the picture with his opponent Jose El Nino Burgos, who had a record of 17-2-0, and Josh was sparring Khalid Yafai, who lost to Chocolatito, but clearly went out on his shield against Chocolatito. Fought really tough fight. At one Professor Franco, if you want to follow him on Instagram. He's from San Antonio. He's promoted by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions. There you see him with his entire family. On the far left is flyweight Bam, 11-0, who just fought on Saturday. Then there's Josh, and in the middle is their father. And I believe the two gentlemen to the far right are brothers of them, part of the family, also part of Jesse, the father's children, and then nephews there on the bottom. So shout out to the Franco Rodriguez family. Carlos Licona had a scheduled meeting with the commission February 29th, I believe. We have not heard any news about how that went, but he was trying to get licensed to fight, and that came out via ES News. Robert Garcia let us know about that. At Mexicanito 12, if you want to follow him, he is a world champion. He lost his title this last year, but he is the minimum weight IBF champion, and like Robert says, once you're a champion, you're forever a champion, world champion. Joseph Adorno, 14-0 with one draw. He suffered the first draw of his career, his last fight. More news on him at Real Joseph Adorno. Sounds like he's scheduled to fight again in March. John El Terrible Bauza, we haven't heard anything from him since last October. At Real John Bauza, if you want to follow him on Instagram. Louie Coria is scheduled to fight Adam Blue Nose Lopez either the 11th or the 17th. Brandon Bulletproof Glanton, no news on him, but you can follow him at Team Bulletproof if you want to follow him on Instagram. Lindolfo Delgado, 11-0, 11 knockouts. He was scheduled to fight for a title on the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder undercard in Las Vegas, but that fell through. So more news on him at Lindolfo Delgado on Instagram. Misael Rodriguez, 10-0, Olympian from Mexico, who's promoted by Ringstar, Richard Schaefer's Ringstar Sports. At Misael OTEE is his Instagram tag. More news on him. It sounds like he was scheduled to come back in March as well. Ray Danger Muratalla, 9-0, 6 knockouts. He is a local fighter from Fontana. He fights at 140. Robert says he could even potentially make 135. Very talented fighter. He just got signed to Top Rank at Ray_Muratalla1 if you want to follow him on Instagram. Jose Ramirez, he goes by Ruben. He's from Indio. Suffered the first loss of his career last year. We'll see his comeback this year. Sounds like he might be having some injuries he's dealing with at RubenNR_ if you want to follow him on Instagram. Genaro Gamez suffered a pretty bad car accident over the holidays. Had some staples. It looked like he's posted a picture on his Instagram. Had some staples on the back of his head. So hopefully he's recovered from that. I think Robert put out some dates on there, possibly April 17th, and then I looked up on BoxRec, and Golden Boy has fights scheduled for April 25th there in Indio. So hopefully he makes a comeback. Very talented 140-pounder Genaro El Conde Gamez from San Diego. Alfredo Scarcega improved to 9-0. He's from Phoenix, Arizona. Aaron Morales, 8-0. We haven't heard anything from him, but he was one of the most active fighters of 2018. And then he fought probably 3 times in 2019. So we'll see what's next for him. He's from Oklahoma. Ysidro Choa, 7-1. He's from the Central Valley RGBA. We'll see what's next for him at IGO_Ochoa. Evan Sanchez from the Central Valley RGBA just got signed to Golden Boy Promotions. Had a really good outing with his first fight with Golden Boy Promotions on the undercard of Ryan Garcia. So we'll see what's next for him at Real Evan Sanchez. Ivan Garcia, 5-0 with 5 knockouts. He's a local kid from Paris. Paris is a community there in Riverside, California. He's got a date scheduled on March 28th on a Toscano Promotions event there in Stockton. So good luck to him. A couple fights have fallen through for him, or at least he was scheduled to fight in the September Garcia Promotions event there in San Bernardino, and his opponent sounds like couldn't pass medicals. So at Ivan_Garcia if you want to follow him on Instagram. Jeremy Magic Hands Adorno, the younger brother to Joseph Adorno, is 4-0. He was scheduled to fight in March 14th, but he's not on that card as of on BoxRec as of yet. So we'll see if that comes through. At Magic Hands_Jeremy. Here's a picture with him, with his dad on the far left, and some of his trainers, and his younger brother on the far left. Isaac Colunga is a fighter that's part of the team who was the victim of a drive-by shooting, and he's been paralyzed. So if you want updates on him, you can follow his mom at Carrie Colunga. At Shelly_Shell12 is his aunt, and then a family friend is Dodger Girl 19. So prayers for Isaac Colunga in his recovery. He did post something on his Instagram over the weekend watching Mikey's fights, so that's positive. So prayers for Isaac Colunga at team_Colunga if you want to follow him on Instagram. So like I mentioned, the team went 7-0 over the weekend with 1 draw. They had already had 5 wins since the beginning of the year with another draw. So their record is 12-0 with 2 draws as of now. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. I'm Sontail Media on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter at Sontail_Media, and you can follow me on Instagram, Sontail_Media. Here's a picture of the team at Vergil's last fight, December 13th in Indio, California.